Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, I want to talk about our recent ongoing research. Actually, we are doing two researches now, but uh, uh, the other one is still ongoing with a researchers interview. So I want to introduce the other research. It's more funny and more how can I say, it's a bit interesting research. So yes, we've titled Eliminating Hybrids. So basically, we have interested on the certain kind of traces that we can find in the latent space of AI. So this is also the same. It also shows the same thing that we have interested on for 2 or 3 years, right? So, but before we discuss about this research, I'd like to refresh your memory with our previous work because the previous work served as the background for this research. Uh, yes, you may remember this photo.
So Yoon,
Sorry?
could are you able to go full screen with your images for your slides?
Sorry, I'm sorry. I
He,
can't because
you,
Or you,
Erica, you mean what did you say? I mean,
I'm wondering if I can see the picture and then the slides on the side, and I was just wondering
yes,
if
yes.
it can
Yes,
get
but I'm
full
sorry, I
screen.
just use the one screen, so I need to
Oh,
divide the screen, so I can't make it a first screen. Sorry.
no
Okay, is
problem.
it?
Thank you. It's
Yes.
okay.
So you might remember the work I mentioned last time. It goes for the non-future. So we went on a field trip to mountain that had suffered a severe wildfire around to 2021. And you remember this photo as well. We met environmental activists there, and they shared with us their huge trail camera archive that they had been uh, recording for more than a decade. So it was really huge trail camera archive, just like this the footages. So do you remember this videos of wildlife and animals, lots of endangered animals? It really shows the vivid portrait of wild animals. So we extracted images from those footage and created a data set. And I think one thing I want to tell you in advance, we plan to bring trail camera to Ottawa. So I think it would be great if we could set it up together to investigate the field as a workshop. So I hope we will do that. But I'm not sure if we can capture some animals there. But yes, I want to try it. So anyway, we extracted images from from the footage and created data sets. And you remember this result, we titled Domestic Animal Syndrome. So you see this interesting creatures generated by AI. with the data set we extracted from the wild animal footage. So yes, you may remember that I explained the meaning of these creatures and this phenomenon that has really how can I say strangely friendly eyes that didn't exist in the data set we fed. The presence of this friendly eye is a result of transfer learning. That means it inherited the patterns that Google's AI had pre-trained from countless photos of companion animals or domestic animals close to humans. So, in other words, the features of animals beloved by humans are projected onto this fictional creature that reveals our human-centric ecology. So this is a kind of things we have interested on. Um, uh, and it reveals some sort of latent space and the hidden layers of I guess. So the project we are doing now is a bit similar like this. It's also we also want to, the chasing the trace of human-centric ecology in AI, and we are asking about what is animal portrait. So I think animal portrait is a really interesting topic because it reflects some kind of colonial um, colonial the uh, colonial practice to the people the human being have to the 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 animals. So this is one of animal portrait is one of our main themes for this research. So it was very, yes, as you see, it was very natural progression for us to become interested in trophy hunting photography and its aesthetics because I think this is the other the animal uh, portrait we can see. So at first we started from the trophy hunting images from Google. So we collected lots of trophy hunting images and analyzed its cultural context and aesthetics. And as you can see, the cultural context and the visual kind of grammar of trophy hunting photos is just as you can guess. It contains context of colonial practice and the kind of masculinity and dominance over nature, and um, visually it used brown, green, and tan tones to emphasize the connection with nature. And you see the rifles, the firearms often occupy a significant visual proportion in the photo, and the hunters are positioned behind the animal and the rifles in front. They also have very confident and proud posture and touch the animals just like they um, claim they assert ownership, and the animals are posed as if they are alive. So those are really typical features of um, trophy hunting photos you can find uh, in on website. So this is, yes, this I summarized in the text. And yes, we try to regenerate these trophy hunting images through AI. We thought through the AI generated trophy hunting images, we were able to examine specific aspect of the trophy hunting photos more closely. So we tried to regenerate the trophy hunting images through the common the most recent AI without any data set. We just use the ChatGPT 4.0, the most recent advanced the model OpenAI distributed several months ago. So yes, all the images I are about to show you are generated by OpenAI's ChatGPT, and yes, simply say the AI generated images were just as we had expected. They precisely capture the visual patterns of the trophy hunting photos we found on Google, such as elements like the backdrops. You can see savanna and lions posed as if it's alive, and military uniforms and oversized rifles. So it's interesting. It's the rifle really oversized, I guess. I'm not sure. It's I don't know the actual size of rifle, but it seems like it's bigger than it's a normal size, I guess. Is that? Do you know that? Yes. So it's really interesting. Um it's a yes, we can find the same pattern in this generated image as well. It's almost, I can see, we can see almost identical photos again and again. So, and sometimes, as you can see in these photos, as animals and nature often appeared in idealized or visualized images. So just like, the majestic creatures or mythical creature. So sometimes it really show different patterns like these animals, mythical animals. And yes, like this. It's I think it's also interesting because these images didn't reflect reality, right? The trophy hunting photos. So I'm curious about what internal uh, layer or internal prompt are working behind for such idealized uh, creature. I think there's the hidden prompt inside the 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 trophy hunting image, I guess. Anyway, I'm not sure exactly. And yes, these are the other. It's not trophy hunting. It's not this is not about the trophy hunting image, but as you said, as you see in this photo, it was generated with really simple prompt image of a tiger interacting with a human, but the result is uh, very interesting because it shows unrealistic relationship uh, with tiger. And yes, human and tiger is depicted as if they have extremely intimate relationship, and it's also same here. So this time Asian man. So I think even though users didn't add some specific prompt, it automatically, I mean, ChatGPT automatically add some sort of words like harmonious atmosphere or mutual trust, things like that. So I think, yes, I think my point is there's two very contradictory aspect when I try to regenerate the image related to ecology or nature or wild animal. So, but this time, this kind of friendly image is not the thing I want to explain today. Let's go back to the trophy hunting image again. So anyway, I just want to say there's two contradictory aspect I found during we conducted research. Anyway, we saw this kind of images being continuously generated, and we got a bit tired of constant generating of military uniforms and rifles and I'm sorry, white men. I'm sorry, because it continuously generate the white man. Anyway, so we asked to so I we just input we just want to change the images. So we input this prompt without any particular intention. We just wanted to change some elements like military clothes and the rifles. So it was really yes, it was. There's no intention actually. We just want to change some elements, but we didn't know this would become a difficult challenge. So let me see the other one. So this is the result after I add some I asked some change element the change on elements, and the caption on the right side you see is the explanation provided by GPT after generating the image. I think you already a user of GPT, so you already know that it's not difficult for GPT to remove or add specific elements from the image. But in this image, you see, while this man's race and clothes has changed, but the rifle didn't disappear from the image. You can see the rifle floating in the air, and you can see another one at the bottom. But GPT was certain that there was no weapon, no rifle. You see the text here. So GPT made various attempts in response to our repeated request to eliminate the rifles from an image, but still they didn't disappear. But GPT confirms that there's no weapon like this. So it's really intriguing. It seems like they didn't realize they generate the wipers. So, but when we return the generated image to GPT again and asked, can you see the wiper? Yes, they can see. It clearly recognizes the wiper and its position and sometimes numbers like this. So even they didn't know they generated wiper in the image, but after I return back the image to GPT, they clearly recognize the wiper in the picture. So it wasn't ghost. I mean, wiper wasn't ghost. So this is the other trial that we try to change the occupation to a business to see if it would make a difference, but the wiper actually increased. And you can see the other apples, the wiper shaped branch, the right left side, and the stick, the manhole. I think these are kind of trace of effort of GPT, but anyway, they couldn't eliminate the wiper again. So, and again, we tried to remove people altogether, but it failed again to eliminate wiper. But yes, it constantly, for sure, there's no weapon. And we were so frustrated, so we took a different approach. We asked for providing a prompt itself that could eliminate wiper. So that means we asked the prompt itself. So GPT generated a prompt including words like respect, harmonious, peaceful, blah blah prompt. So I suit GPT and input the given prompt again. So this is the result. Yes, it didn't work again. People are holding wipers while peacefully smiling and talking. Even you see the egg is laughing. So yes, we failed again. And we did another approach. This time, instead of removing the wiper, we tried replacing it with other objects, things like a natural observation telescope or cameras. But as you see, result was the other trace of wiper. So we failed again. This is really interesting, very ghostly wiper here. So yes, anyway, GPT tried again. And there was a moment like this. Can you imagine the image ChatGPT generated? So please try it. So the result was this. It claimed a watering can, but it was a wiper, even with blood. So you can see the peaceful wiper that water come out. So yes, we failed again. Um, It was really unpredicted result because this kind of hallucination, image hallucination, is really hard to find this latest version of GPT-4o. So we are a bit surprised with the result. And the next one is we argue back again, and the GPT generated a different image again. And this time, the result was like this. It turned into almost a scene of slot movie, the lots of blood. And so actually blood was an element that appeared very rarely, even when generating trophy hunting images, because the original trophy hunting image, they also don't they don't appear the blood as well, because it's not the aesthetic of trophy hunting photos. So it's really rare to see the blood. But however, it seems like the keyword watering can may have triggered the blood like this. So anyway, so we paired again. And even this is the other challenge we tried. This time we tried using words that least associated with the writers. In other words, we tried to use negative prompt. For example, children, baby, kid, those words could be such negative prompt for writer, because it's the distance between two words such as riper and kid, it's just so far away. So, but as you see, it failed again. Even kid, word, ripers. I think it really violates the policy of GPT, OpenAI policy, but it generated the image that kid hold, the riper. So even I tried baby, but I paired again. Yes, it's a really amazing. It's um it's too much. Yes, even baby. It's not on time. We tried several times and the result was same. So gender and racial diversity were easily changed, as you see in this photo. Asian man, Black woman, the senior. So it was really easy to change those human race and gender. But no matter what, the writer didn't disappear. You see the writer again in center. So, but GPT constantly say there's no weapons, hunting gear, and the firearm rifles. So sometimes we observe this kind of prompt, the error message, as if there's some conflicts inside the AI. It didn't generate any image. Instead, prompt us to imagine it. It's really interesting. The AI prompt us to imagine something instead of generate image. So perhaps it's because it recognizes a certain kind of contradictions, or maybe the generated image was automatically deleted because it violates the OpenAI's policy. But I'm not sure what is the reason. But we sometimes we sometimes see this kind of error message several times, right? So yes, in conclusion, it seems quite difficult to remove the wrapper at this point, and it seems like the wrapper is more deeply ingrained in the latent space of AI than we expected and we thought. So actually, we really have tons of generated image like this with wipers. Uh, Even we generated futuristic images of trophy hunting image, but still, even the futuristic image we can't delete, discard the wipers. So yes, it's really deeply ingrained in AI, and through the research, we'd like to name this phenomenon monster data, so you can understand why we coined this term. This is especially true that it operates unconsciously and automatically, just like a muscle memory. And yes, so there were some candidates for explain this phenomenon, such as the algorithmic shadow or the algorithmic echo or things like that. But I think most data is a proper name to describe this phenomenon, this syndrome, Riper syndrome. So, but if you have a better idea to identify this syndrome, please let me know. And yes, I think we need further research about this phenomenon, and I'm not sure we can connect this research to exhibition and this is not tangible experience, right? So I'm not sure how we apply this research to the field trip, but I think we can find something interesting thing in Ottawa, and I think we have planned to visit lots of natural history museum in Canada. So I think there are so many taxidermied animals and the animal kind of portrait there. So I think we can get some tangible inspiration there. I hope so. Anyway, we also look for what we could call this approach in broader sense. So we found that some researchers are already use the concept of synthetic ethnography. So I think you already know what is the ethnography for anthropologists use this term. And I think this framework could provide a more wider perspective to make deeper research. So we are planning to continue our research with this perspective and kind of frame set, and try to expand this research in various ways. So if you have any good ideas, or if you want to try the different approach to eliminate the rifles, please let me know. Maybe we can have a prompt better there, but I'm not sure. Yeah, anyway, this is our recent research about the latent space in AI. And yes, that's all. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the sharing. And actually, I was a little bit shocked when you show us the picture of the includes baby and weapons together. And yeah, and I was surprised that the picture with the how the human interact with the tiger. That's so human-centric way to communicate. It is
Yes,
like
yes.
tiger is like a dog, right? So familiar with how they hold the human's hands, right? So
Yeah.
I could recognize how the ChatGPT includes that kind of colonial recognitions and concept when they generate some images. And I also wonder that if the Farmington has any use any technologies to capture and or track some animals, wildlife, and deers. By use some cameras and any tracking technologies. Yeah.
We got a night vision camera once and never figured it out. We never figured out how to make it work. So it's something that we've wanted to do, but we haven't used any technology other than learning, traditional ways of tracking and expecting droppings and things like that to keep track of what's around.
What's the traditional way?
Just like learning their prints and like the types of paths that they create and that sort of thing. So
okay, I guess we are going to bring 3 tray camera. So if we can try
yeah, there are definitely there are pathways that we know that animals use that they frequent, right? So
easy to recommend places to set cameras up for sure.
Oh yes.
Yes. Would be really interested to see. Can I just ask questions to clarify? You mentioned going to the Museum of Nature, to the taxidermy animals. Is this to have images? Like just it's your personal exploration of like understanding how people imagine nature, what's like the
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. I think there are various form of the animal portrait, mostly human-centric way, and the taxidermy stuffed animals is one of them. So yes, definitely.
I don't know if it's of interest, but we have a little bit of photo documenting of the setting up of the refuge with volunteers here. And I don't know, like our personal journey with the deer has been really interesting because their relationship with us is not based on any sort of ideal. We want to interact with the land in a way that's good for the land. The deer were not supposed to be here, and there's a lot of rules around them, and then we have to a lot of it is necessity, and the impact of the like a lot of these roadside zoos in Canada that have animal cruelty going on, and I don't know if you're aware of the series Tiger King, but there was some reality to that series for us where we were learning about what happens as people are rescuing these animals or trying to shut down these practices. And and that sort of thing. And there's trophy hunting involved in those interactions too sometimes. But we have these large bucks here on the property, and there isn't an ideal way to interact with them. And I don't know. I'm sort of stream of consciousness here, but giving you some food for thought about what you might experience, particularly here on the refuge. So we'll share some pictures just in case it gives you some ideas.
Sorry, could you please, I don't understand your question well, so.
Okay, I was speaking fast. I was just saying that I might share with you some of the history of the deer refuge and the zoos that they were rescued from, and the types of relationships that people have had with the animals here in Canada.
Yeah.
And then what our relationship with them is like, which is it's not idealistic, but just in case it inspires something for when you're here.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's great. And for the next, Eric.
Yeah, I had one question. With the words using for the prompt, for the AI prompt, you used rifle. Did you use gun? And you used rifle, weapon. Did you use gun or assault rifle or other kind of words for gun? And did you find that if you use different words for gun or rifle, things changed, or it was the same?
We used a rifle, a firearm, weapon, and gun. Yes, we used everything, but there was no difference. So my point is, it didn't discard the any rifle, whatever it is. It didn't discard from the image.
We just share the images that includes the bow.
I got one with like a compound bow, but like there's bits of like rifle adjacent looking parts. So like I was wondering, maybe there are like, I don't know, A is like probably the context that you set with the conversation. So like, yeah, I think a lot of times like the different ways you start climbing your conversation makes it different.
What was the prompt?
So I started with a conversation like, just like explain trophy hunting for me, and then like pick out the ones, all the different weapons they use and all that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, can you generate one, eliminate the ones that mentions firearms and generate one based on the rest.
It doesn't include a rifle inside the image, but
there's one that's like
I can
to the
see
leg.
the trace, right?
There's like a little like part right next to the leg of the deer. Which makes me wonder, maybe it was like something that's from labeling all the trophy hunting pictures, because they're always in that spot. So it's just like hypothesis. So I wonder, like, if you train your own algorithm, like you did before for the animals that are looking into the trail cam, but with kind of without the rifles placing in front of them, and then you do like a comparison, like would that be different?
Yeah, that is possible scenario, but it's just for having closer look inside the latent space of AI, how they yes, I try to see the self-consciousness of AI. Yeah. yes.
Yeah.
So it reflects the human culture. So
and I
yes,
just one
yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've seen, it was like a research a few years back where researchers are training an AI on skin cancer.
Skin cancer. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and when they applied the algorithm, they found that all the images, like very high percentage of images of people's skin turned out to be like kind of positive for skin cancer in cases where there were no skin cancer. But so they found out why. It's because all the training data have rulers in it. So when you
yeah, I know that.
So I wonder if it's like the similar kind of issue when, because different,
it's a bit different,
I guess.
things.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, like
Yeah.
the pipeline of like people labeling data is so opaque.
Yeah, that's a bit different. That during the machine training, algorithm focus more on ruler instead of the cancel. So it's a bit different case. But yes, I understand what you want to say. Anyway, yeah, there are tons of cases like that. Yeah.
It's kind of like what with that example with the ruler and stuff is that it's sort of an assumption, right? Is that everyone's sort of assumption, we won't label it because we all know what it is. But
right. Yeah. Yeah.
The machine,
the
machine says this is, it's interesting. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it's a kind of people ignore the ruler, right? So, but the machine vision, the focus on the ruler. I think there's some kind of the difference in the perspective. So it shows that this case shows the people sometimes ignore the important information, but the machine AI equally treat the subject. Do you understand my point? So yes, anyway.
Yeah.
Yes. Equally deal with the subject with animals and weapon, you mean?
Yes, and it doesn't make any,
hierarchy difference.
Yeah, anarchy. Yeah. So it every elements is equal to AI.
Equally important, right?
Yes, equally important. So lots of the errors and mistake because of that human perspective. Sometimes dismiss something, but the machine vision and the AI equally focus on the elements. So yes.
This is so interesting discussion, but we are running out of time. So yeah, thank you for the presentation, Unmake Lab, to you both.